Okay, just a quick video. I'll try and keep it to 5 minutes about how to produce a Google form. So some of you are really great at this. Your school might use Google for a lot of things. If it doesn't, that's okay. It is pretty simple, so I'll step you through it. And I've made it a video so that you can go back and pause it and play it and rewind it as you step through and do your own Google form. I would recommend that you all have an element that uses a Google form in your project. That doesn't mean that your project has images of your Google form in at the end. What that means is that you use the data that this Google form is going to spit out, and that becomes your quantitative data, so data that you can count. Remember, we need a good balance between quantitative and qualitative data. And so this is primary data as well, because you've created this data. Okay, so you've touched this data, it's primary data. So that's really getting your balance of your primary, secondary data, along with that balance of your quantitative and qualitative data. Okay, so that's a general introduction about why you have to do it. Now I'll show you how you do it. So you may have a home screen like this, you may not, but if you just type in Google Forms, you'll be able to get into it that way, and use your LISM email address to sign into that. Most of your schools are Google schools, I've found, as I've been working my way around visiting you all. But if it's not a Google school, and just in case, just please sign in using your lism.catholic.au account, because that one is definitely a Google one. All right, so you go to Google Forms and choose new, a new blank one. All right, that opens up and it looks exactly like this. It looks exactly the same as mine. All right, you type in here what your form is going to be called. I'll just make it very broad here. I won't say where it is or anything like that, but I would like yours to revolve around your focus question, okay, your topic question that you've made up at the very beginning. Underneath that, what I want you to do is type in a little bit more detail for the person that's going to be filling this form out. So sometimes when we forward a link, we put a lovely little blurb in the email, the blurb often gets detached from the link. So someone might just copy and paste the link and forward it, hoping that they're doing the right thing and getting you some more data there, but also they might lose that blurb that says who you are and why you're asking for this information. So I'm just going to show you quickly here, and I'm sure Tyler won't mind. Tyler has put, as I've asked in here, the focus question, and also just why he's doing this and where the results will be used. Okay, so you can see here what the topic summary is: Aboriginal dance and music in Orange. Just a quick thank you for taking the time to answer the questions, where the information will be used, and just in case, also your whole focus question down in there as well. Okay, so people can see how this information would relate to the question that you're asking. Okay, so you would put that blurb in where it says form description. Under that, there is a question already here for you. So you open that. You can see that by default mine's on multiple choice. If yours doesn't say multiple choice there, just click the drop down and you can see there's other options there, but we're wanting to use multiple choice for this to spit out that quantitative data. If at the end of this you have a short answer or two, probably no more than two, because people won't want to be doing this for too long, and that might, if you make it too long, reduce the amount of people that respond to you. So using multiple choice for probably 5, 6, possibly 7 questions here. Just think of how many you'd like to fill out if you've received this in your email. All right, so multiple choice there. Have you heard people being used? Okay, or whatever you need an answer for. So this isn't the one you will write in yours. I'm just using this as an example to show you how to produce the Google form. So your 2 options would be yes or no. To add another question, you don't need to save this or anything. You just need to add another question. You'll notice down the bottom here it says, is the question required or not? If you tick that and it goes over to that side and looks like that, that means that the person will have to answer this question before they can submit their Google form to you. I would advise that you have that off, just in case someone doesn't feel comfortable answering a question or anything like that. Otherwise, they will click out of your form instead of submitting it. Okay, so trying to make it really easy. Have you equal signage English? Right, again, we're just after a yes or no for these. So you would go on and think of 6 or 7 different questions that would help answer your focus question and give you information to talk about and compare in your final project. If you really struggle coming up with these questions, that is what I'm here for. So please get in touch and I can work with you on this Google form. Remember, make sure your Google form is in your Google folder, and that way I can get in there, I can access it, I can help you edit it while we're talking on the phone or on Zoom. So make sure that's in your Google folder all the time, but especially if you want any help with this, especially if you want help making up these questions or want me to check them before you send them out. Remember to send that link to me too so I can send it out to our network. So just really quickly, because 5 minutes is up already, customizing theme, you can change the color, make it whatever you want. All right, so that's all there. You can have a little play. Yes, it's nice for it to look nice, but this stuff, the content, is the most important. So you can have a little play there, make it look nice. You can choose an image. I'm just going to pop the image in so you can see where it appears. You can upload your own. So that makes the image come up here. You can also choose your own photo, which you can see Tyler has done here for his form. So you would upload your own photo there. It means you have to save it on your computer first. So I'll just pop the header back in. Very good. Insert something there just so you can see what it's going to look like. And checking it, previewing it. Very good. Yep. Seeing that it's going to work. Excellent. Submit. All right, lovely. So then you would go back. So that's how it would look if someone's filling it out. So you're checking it there. Back into settings for me and untick this one. This is really important, unticking this. Because if you don't untick that, anyone that doesn't have a .lism.catholic.edu, which is probably nearly every single person you're going to send it out to, especially those of you that are external and online students, they will not be able to access this. So make sure that this is unticked like that, okay? You don't want to collect their emails because it's just we're collecting numerical or number data. We don't really need to get their emails. We're not going to get back to them. We're not asking them what they want for lunch or something where we need to know their exact personal details. We're just getting a general overview of the community. So not collecting emails, not restricting. We don't need the people that are filling in to be able to see what the responses were. So nothing ticked on that first page. We don't need to show the link to submit another response because we only want one response from each person. It doesn't need to be shuffled. It's not a test for anyone. And we don't really have anything to do in the quizzes section. So unticking everything in that section and saving. Once that's done, and you will see here, this was my little dummy response. Once that's done, you can then select send and go into this little section here that looks like a link. Shorten the URL and copy that. Okay, Control C or right click, copy, and then put that into an email and you can distribute that to whoever you need to send it to for your data to be collected on the subject that you are writing about. So that's how you send it out. Make sure as well in settings, no, all good there, sorry. In responses that you have accepting responses selected. Okay, so see how I've unselected that. So once, probably in a fortnight, if you've reached a ridiculous amount of responses and that's all you want, you can then turn accepting responses off so that people that might click on that link, it will come up with an alert to them that you are no longer accepting responses for that quiz, okay, or that survey. So just making sure that's on or off there. And then you can create a spreadsheet using this data. And what you can do with that, obviously mine's not really thorough data yet. I've only got one yes and one no. But as you can go through, you can use that information to make different graphs for your project. So that is, and Tyler's got 24 responses already, which is absolutely wonderful. Thank you, Tyler, for sharing. And that is where I'm going to leave you with this today. Okay. So making sure that it is saved in your Google Drive that I have access to, that you have shared with me for this particular project. I hope that helps anyone that was a little bit worried about what I was saying when I kept saying to send your Google form out this week. That is how you do it. That is how you make sure that it is data that you can use for your project over the next few weeks. If that hasn't made it clearer, or if you need some help with these questions, please get in touch, message me, email me, whatever you need to do, and I'll help you out. All right. Thank you.